I made a form in HTML. A form is just a little area on a page where you have inputs or outputs and a bunch of buttons. You can have as much input or output as you want. And if I run this thing, it says enter your name. So I'll say my name is Haas. If I click the button, say hi, it says hello Haas. If I click bye, it says bye Haas. And if I click clear name, it clears the name input field. So the way you do that is pretty easy, actually. This is an HTML document. Here I am in the body section of it, and I am declaring a form. This is a new HTML tag for you. The name of the tag is the form tag, and notice here's the beginning of the form, here is the end of the form, and you have to name your form. I'm calling my form, but I could call this anything I wanted to. I could name the form pizza or cookies or anything like that. But I'm just naming it my form because it's my form. Anyway, so inside of the form, I have declared 4 different things. I've declared an input box. You can see the input box right here. And it's a text box. And this is pretty obvious, the type of it is text. And you have to give it a name. So the name is name, which I hate to name something name, but in fact, it is where I'm asking you to type your name in. That's why I named it name. The size is 30, meaning it's 30 characters wide, and the initial value of it is nothing. It's just quote, quote. Then I've declared 3 buttons. They each have different values. And notice for buttons, the value of the button is what shows up on the button itself. And again, you can write anything you want here. And then I describe what happens when you click the button. And so there's a command here called onClick. So when you click the button called, say, hi, it runs a function called hi. When you click the one called bye, it runs bye, and so forth. If you click clear name, it runs the clear name function. So let's take a look at those 3 functions. The function called hi, if I scroll up here, is written, and actually all of the functions are written in the head section of the HTML document. So here I am up in the head section. I have written 3 functions. Note, functions are written in the head section. The name of the function is called hi. It's the first function, and functions begin and end with curly brackets. So I put a beginning and end curly bracket here, and then I have this other function bye, again beginning and end curly brackets, and clear name, also beginning and end curly brackets. These are all in the head section. So the function hi is very simple. I just have an alert here, and it writes hello, and then it writes the value that was typed into this text box here. And the way you get the values out of text fields is a little strange initially, but I think it makes sense. What this says is go look in the form called myForm, get the variable called name, and get its value. So myForm.name.value. Remember, the form was called myForm. The variable name was the name that I used for this text input field, and the value, initially it was nothing, but when I typed something in, it became Haas or whatever I want to type in. So you have to get used to this syntax. The contents of this box is called myForm.name.value. So here I am, let's take a look at the bye function. Here's the bye function, and here I'm just doing the same thing in 2 lines. I'm declaring this variable called name here, and actually maybe I'll call it something else. I'll just call it n or something, because I don't want you to think that I have to name this variable name. So here's a variable called n, and I'm setting it equal to the contents of this box, myForm.name.value, and then I'm going to write bye n. So these are equivalent. I'm just showing you can do this as 2 lines of code or all as 1 line of code. But somehow you have to get the contents of that box. And then the clear function, I'm just setting the form, this text box, form.name.value, I'm setting it to nothing. So again, I can run it again. I could type in Bob or something like that, and it's going to say hi Bob, bye Bob, and it clears Bob. So hopefully this makes some kind of sense. Again, functions are run only when you run them. So these functions are only run when you click a particular button. Click hi, bye, or clear name. it jumps up here and runs the actual function. So you're going to be writing a bunch of codes where you're going to be using functions and forms, and this is just the first one. It's pretty simple, but hopefully you get how it works.